Today I woke up to a text from someone in LA who I miss so much. But whenever she's a California girl, and so whenever I speak to her, and I've spent a lot of time with her and her family, and so whenever I speak to her, it just makes me, it's very comforting. It makes me miss LA, and so she texted me this morning about about some recommendations for some things for a bachelorette that she's planning. And it just like made me miss LA for so many different reasons. The places that I like to go and the things that I like to do and just all those different things. And the thing is that we have to stay focused on where we're headed towards. We have to stay focused on the new thing that God is doing in our lives. And, LA was always such a crutch for me. And I've mentioned this in other videos. I could come home and visit New York and see my family and stuff, but I always knew that I could just, I'd be running back to LA and I could forget about, family issues, and I could forget about the history that I have here, and I can just leave that all behind and run to LA and live in my land of make-believe. And that was great. But that's not the case anymore. And so I just want to encourage you not to look back. And it's okay. It's okay to miss, a place or a person, but, don't stay stuck. Don't stay stuck in that place of longing. Don't stay stuck in that place of dwelling over, that life that you once had. Because if God is doing a new thing, then, certainly, you're going to get to a place that is just so glorious and so magnificent, and you eventually won't even be worrying about the past, in that way, like of longing, if that made sense. The Lord tells us to forget the former things. Behold, I'm doing a new thing. Do not dwell on the past. And so, I'm just sticking to that in what he's doing, especially right now. It's cold here. It's so cold with the wind chill today. I think it's like 15. But New York cold, it's not like charming, it's brutal. It's, everybody's in a funky mood, and well, people are always in a funky mood here, but you know what I mean. Everybody's all bundled up and frustrated with the cold and all these layers, and they're on the train and you're packed in, and there's, leaves or messy rain and snowflakes, and you don't know what you're stepping on, and it's just, ugh. So definitely I was already kind of thinking about LA and the palm trees and the blue sky and just hopping in my car and not having to deal with the train. And I was already feeling that way. And, here you get to like, when it's cold, you just kind of hide under layers. So you can literally wear the same thing over and over and over again. And so, I was like, man, missing like just putting on summer clothes, and I should not. I'm being a brat because, it hasn't even been that cold for that long. But man, it's hard sometimes. So I know that God is doing a new thing, and I'm trusting and believing in what he's doing. And I encourage you today to also I would also encourage you today to trust and believe in the new thing that he's doing. And, just like, don't look back. There was the story in the book of Genesis about Lot and his wife. And, the Lord sent his angels to tell them, to warn them, you need to get out. You need to get out of Sodom and Gomorrah, and you need to leave right now. But do not look back. Do not look back. And so they were fleeing Sodom and Gomorrah. And Lot's wife looked back, and she turned into a pillar of salt. She wanted to go back to that old way of life, and God said, do not look back. So I urge you today to just keep looking forward. And even though in our humanity you want to miss a place or a person or whatever, that's okay, but don't get stuck in that. So yeah, I responded to her this morning. I gave the recommendations, and I had to look up certain things, and I was like, just stay focused, Don't worry about missing that place in La Cienega, or don't worry about, oh, I love that restaurant. Just stay focused, send your recommendations, and, set up your little phone date with her, and the end. So, yeah, just try not to get too stuck in that longing feeling, that, just like harping on, man, my old life, right? So, anyways, I don't know what God has taken you out of, but don't get stuck. Don't get stuck in dwelling on the old. Be excited for the new thing that God is doing. And if you're in that in between phase, like with me, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm still en route to that like new thing, and that new place that is flowing with milk and honey. I'm still en route to that. So, like the Israelites in the wilderness, they were en route. They had been taken out of Egypt, and now they were taken through the wilderness and on their way to their promised land. And so if you are on your way to your promised land, stay encouraged, and don't get stuck in your former life. Don't look back. You're not going to turn into a pillar of salt, but physically, but maybe metaphorically, because you don't want to get like, that's a really corny joke that I was going to say, so I'm not going to say it. Love you. Have a great day. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. And there's so many things that I want to do, but in due time, I will. I want to have better equipment. Let me tell you, this thing was all jacked up, and I only have a few minutes to do it. And of course, the internet was disconnecting from the internet, and this thing was flopping over. And I hope that I'm not out of focus. Anyways, have a wonderful day. Bye. And check out the links down below to my memoir, and there's a dream journal, and there's also a free prayer guide for you. So check out the links down below.